Welcome back to another Overwatch Coach VOD review. Today we're going to be VOD reviewing a Brig player who is in Gold 5, and they write, is there anything I could have done here? Crazy game. It came down to overtime. I felt like my Zen was diving, feeding in the beginning, but then kind of turned it around. I felt like I played really well, and I'm looking for any ideas I could have added more value. All right, so let's dig into the team comp of sorts here. So this is our Brig player. So Brig with Zen is a very strange support comp. I'm just going to throw that out there right off the bat. That it creates pretty low healing for your team. There could be some scenarios where it might make sense. I mainly dive, like if you're being dove, but then I would still question the Zen pick. Looking at the enemy team, it looks like they're going to be kind of on the low healing side too, so this is just going to be kind of like a weird one-off game for that sense. You do have Mei for self-healing, so that will help to some degree, but the Orisa and the Sojourn, I feel for this Orisa more than anybody else, because this Orisa is probably going to be like really having to battle for staying alive. So in terms of what you could have done differently just off the bat, because I'm not really seeing, there's no dive coming from the enemy team here. Brig can definitely give Sigma some issues, but after that, I don't really see the need for going Brig. So I would question why you went Brig right out of the gate. That would be my first thing. So things you could play here, Baptiste comes to mind. Window looks like you would get a lot of advantage out of Window here. Anna would be fine. Anna's kind of like the traditional vanilla main support pick, I feel like. Kiriko, would Kiriko be alright? Kiriko would be she wouldn't be the worst pick in the world, but Moira, I don't see anything wrong with Moira being a good pick here either. There's a lot of, pretty much any main healer really would have worked here. So I just questioned that right off of the gate in terms of the team composition side of things. But let's dig into the game and see what we got.
We got this.
So what you're doing here is a good thing for Brig players that don't realize you can peek around a wall just by doing that, because then you kind of go into that third person mode. You can see around a wall, so I like that you're doing that.
Here, take this.
Okay, I would have just keep like 2 health packs reserved for your tank in a scenario like this. Third one would be like the emergency oh shit moment for your tank. Otherwise, the third one I would try to keep either for your Zen or one of your DPS. Primarily your Zen, because when the Zen goes down, you're solo healing. I mean, you're kind of already solo healing, let's be honest here, but you definitely want whatever Zen brings to the table for healing to come by. Otherwise, you're also going to want your DPS to be aggressive, because you need high damage output from this team with this kind of support composition. So one of those two for your third armor pack. And again, like if your Orisa like really needs it, then of course give it to them. But you know, so your whip shots here, you need to land a very high percentage of whip shots for this team comp to work. So you're already 0 for 1. The other thing I would be looking for here, and this isn't so much for you, but for anybody else watching about like how to play with a Brig, the Zen could look to keep you aggressive and keeping the healing orb on you so that you can smack people around, produce that that aura healing that Brig does. That, along with Zen orb and your armor packs, that could produce a lot of healing if your team stays together. But that's not really a you coaching thing, that's just a general thing for playing with Brigs.
Shields under fire.
Yeah, your Zen is definitely moving up quite a bit. The one thing I'll say here is if you're going to be the one pushing the cart, the rest of your team should be moving up where your Zen is. Like, taking space is a norm. So it's not necessarily that I have an issue with where the Zen is going. It's just in relation to what the rest of your team is also doing. Everybody's staying on the cart. It just takes the cart won't, or in this case in push, it's the robot. The robot doesn't push faster with more people on it. As long as one is on it, it's going the same speed as if 5 people are on it. Other maps, just in case for those that don't know, it moves fastest with 3 for payload maps. That's not the case though in push. So I just question why everybody is on the robot.
Barrier's not in good shape. Helping you recover.
Get out, get out, get out. So, okay, I like to use Shield Bash as a means of escape when my shield is low. Because let's be honest here, ever since Shield Bash lost its stun, it's just, I don't know, I don't like it anymore. I don't feel Shield Bash is very good. Yeah, you can close the distance, and it you know, in certain circumstances you can get like a killing blow with it or something like that, sure, but compared to what it used to be, Shield Bash kind of stinks, and Brig has no movement abilities other than this, so I like to use Shield Bash as an escape, especially when I get low. So wherever you go as Brig, think about where your escape route is going to be, and then when your shield starts getting low, if the enemy team starts focusing you down a bit, Shield Bash to your escape route. So when your shield is low like this and there's no damage really coming in, take it down and get it so that it's healing itself like as soon as possible. Don't just hold it up at 17 and yeah, so every time you keep bringing it out and then putting it back, you're resetting that heal timer. You're stuck at 17 HP for no reason here.
I'm under fire. We're outnumbered. Careful.
Like, this whole fight right here, you should have been at full shield HP, and then you've missed another whip shot. Hitting whip shots with Brig is paramount. It's so important. Okay, so you had the right idea. You did try to Shield Bash out, but you didn't Shield Bash to a safe place. Going in there would have been your best chance of survival, although I don't think you would have survived anyway. But
join me. You will be lost without our guidance. Ready for transcendence.
They're pushing ahead. Take them out.
okay, so what was it here? Your Zen and your Sojourn.
They're pushing ahead.
They just didn't back out enough, is what it was.
Placing shield.
So, okay, here's the issue. Because your team's already running a pretty bad heal comp, you're now going in 4v5 with just Brig for heals. So, if your team's really going to do this, you have to land a whip shot before you run out of armor packs, and then your team's got to play around you, which is asking a lot. And because it's asking a lot, there's nothing to dive here. There's nothing diving you, is what I mean to say. So you can't swing your mace at anything. And now your tank's dead, so now this is a full get out and reset. I mean, it probably should have waited for the Zen anyway, but it's definitely a get out now.
How did they catch up?
Area denial.
Yeah, this game here is showcasing why not to just pick Brig right out of the gate. You have not hit a whip shot yet, by the way. There you go, you got one. Alright. You're 1 and 4 now on whip shots. Hey, you're 2 and 5 on whip shots. We should do a whip shot counter. Why not? We're 2 and 5. Alright. Okay, good.
Escorting the robot. Let's move.
Put some ice on that.
Band together.
I'm ready to start a blizzard. Let me help you with that.
So, in that case, what I would suggest doing is your Zen just use ult. You have ult. Throw like one armor pack at the Orisa. Let the Zen heal it. Let the Zen get ult charge. And then if the team starts to dive you and the Zen can't keep up, you know, the healing on the Orisa for whatever reason, maybe somebody takes poke damage, maybe they just start coming in and the fight starts, then shoot the armor packs out.
Band together.
Starting the push. Everyone rally to me.
Oh, okay, we are now 3 and 6.
I'll come and be bra.
So, the one thing I would have suggested here is maybe start positioning yourselves around this area so that you could start shielding damage with your massive shield. You didn't really get any value out of that. Yeah, you provided some overhealth. Ultimately, it really only went to the Mei and the Zen. I mean, they probably, you know, took damage and it did its thing. But I'd like to have seen you gotten more use out of your shield there. You could have provided some frontline shielding for the Sojourn, and then just you could have either shield bashed the Orisa if she got low, but she wasn't. Or you just use it as an escape when your shield gets low. And I'm talking specifically when you were ulting, not now.
Let's move the barricade.
Did that hit? We're gonna say it hit. I don't know if it hit or not. I think it hit. 4 and 7.
Barrier down. Get that. Open your recovery.
Yep, just sit back here now. Yeah, because that's not your Zen ulting. So sit back, get your armor packs out, and try to get a whip shot off when you can. Good, good, good. All right, you're 5 and 8. Okay, good. You got a shot off, and then you kind of tried to back out to safety. So what I would try to do now is back up even a little further.
Barrier's not in good shape.
Yo, you got another one. All right, this is getting tedious now. 6 and 9, nice. But then you died, so no.
Shields under fire. Barrier down. Get that.
Oh, that's another. All right, well, all right. I'm done with this now. You're 7 and 10, I think. So you're landing them now. You just had a rough go of it at the beginning. So, oh, this is not good. You used your escape route to go into trouble. This is not savable for you.
I'm under.
So you got yourself killed there.
They took the robot. Let's fix.
Here for you.
That's a little too far forward. All right, let's go. Here, yeah, that's the word.
Here for you. We need to stop them.
You were late on booping that Mercy. I'm not actually sure if you would have prevented that res or not with that angle, but you had the right idea, but you were slow to get to it. Did you not? Maybe you didn't have it. No, you did. Yeah, so right idea, but slow. Swing on the brake, or the Zen. Sorry.
We've got the robot.
My ultimate is ready. Proceed without fear.
I'm taking damage. Let me help you with that.
So, I don't think this would have been something you could have prevented or helped, but I'll just bring it up anyway. It might have been a good idea to just push the robot to about the halfway mark and then wait for your tank to catch up, because you're basically going into this fight 4v5 with a delayed tank coming in. That's not going to be good. So, you know, push the cart, get some ground back, but you have the lead. So don't just give them the robot. Give yourself, you know, push it a bit, but then let your whole team reconvene. This is how these games get so lopsided, because people just are glued to thinking they need to push the robot when there is strategy to pushing this robot. And you guys started this fight down a bit, and
Come on, try it.
keep your Zen up. Okay, he tranced. Okay, take it down, take it. Okay, so ping. You gotta ping that. Because it seems like you're the only one that was aware the soldier was behind you. I didn't even see that just from watching your replay here. But when you saw that the Zen was behind you, ping it. Or unless you're in mic comms, you know, you're in voice comms and you said something, maybe you did, I don't know. But that needs to be, that's a call out there that I'm not seeing evidence of being called out.
Get it.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it got called out. The Orisa seemed completely oblivious to it.
Looking better already.
This is at this point it's complete get out mode. Like you gotta just, this is a lost fight.
We have to get him back.
Anything here is staggering.
We're going against the odds.
Patching you up. I'll cover you. Damn.
Yeah, see, you staggered yourself. You have to identify when a fight is lost and either get out or die right away. You staggered yourself so much there.
We need to stop them from taking the lead.
Shields
No
under
time to
fire.
waste. We need that lead back.
Your shield was resting and it was starting to go up. Why did you bring it up?
Venture here.
You need to manage your shield HP a lot better than this. Every time it's about to start going up, you bring it up and it's for like no reason. You could be getting so much more value out of your shield.
It's go time.
Rally to me. Barrier won't hold much longer. You're safe.
I don't know what that was. Yeah. Whatever this was here, Brig is not a tank. Even in this scenario, she's not a tank. She can take some spot damage and be tankier, but you're going into high noon. Like, why? I don't even know why you ulted, to be honest with you. This should have been, you should have held off on this, but like, let's say you got close enough and you were able to stun Cassidy out of high noon, you're just gonna die. Like, the whole enemy team is right here. So, like, okay, actually, you probably could have shield bashed Cassidy right there and stunned him out of his ult. But again, though, like, you just would have died. Like, it doesn't matter if you die to the high noon or if you die like that. Like, there was no point to it. Maybe if your team was actually, like, able to capitalize on you cleaning high noon out, but your tank was already dead. You're not gonna clear out the whole enemy team with no tank, with Lucio, Brig, Venture, and Sojourn with no ultimates. Like, that's likely not going to happen unless, like, Sojourn gets a really good pick off on, like, the Mercy or something. But
We're outnumbered. The enemy's pushing. Let's take care of them.
I've got you in my sights.
Let me help you with that. Don't be so
Okay, you're landing some good whip shots. You need to rest your shield. That was a bad miss. That's the time you really needed it. Your shield is so low. You can't frontline with a low shield. Like that's going to be the biggest thing to take away from this is managing your shield HP so much more than this. Just stand behind the little stone pile there. Take the shield down, stand behind it, let it heal up. Obviously, if they push you, then that changes things. But if they're not going to and they let you stand there, yeah, like right there, that was a good example of using shield bash. Like, and the reason I'll say this is it comes from a mistake though, but it at least kind of helps cover it up a little bit. So you miss whip shot at a time you really needed to hit it, but then the opportunity to get your aura healing going again right here, and you're still relatively within cover because this barricade's right here. So in that case, that's a good use of shield bash if you're not going to use it to escape. However, I don't know that I would keep going into this, and if you were, I would go after the Mercy, not the Zen. And the reason I say that is because you clearly see Mercy's pocketing the Zen, so any swinging you're doing is just going to get healed up. You're going to feed the Mercy ultimate. That, you know, it's go after the Mercy, and if Zen heals Mercy, so be it. Like, you gotta go, you gotta go for one, but the Mercy's the more clear, evident, better target here, because now Cassidy's there, so somebody's not gonna get healed.
Got the robot.
So again, this robot doesn't move faster with everybody on it, so I'm not, like, if Arissa's gonna push it, let him push it. And then just stay with everybody else. So that Zen could be pinged. Let people know where they are. Like, for example, like if you ping that Zen doesn't even make it to where he ended up going for you to get the kill. Like, the Bastion probably would have killed him, or somebody. There was a couple people back there, so like one of them could have done it. Cause say he doesn't, say like that Zen stays back there and he gets like a charged right click on somebody, and suddenly next thing you know your Venture's dead, or your Cassidy, or not your, sorry, I was gonna say Kiriko and I said Cassidy. You know, somebody dies. Like, that could have been preventable had that have happened. So you popped ult, in my opinion, way too early. What I would have done is when the enemy team either collides into you to pressure cart, like right around here is probably where the enemy team's going to pick the fight. So I would have waited to pop your ultimate like right when the fight starts in this area. I'm not too worried about just setting up your team for a bunch of overhealth, because when you pop your ultimate, you're going to have 700 shield, and then you can kind of do the frontlining you were trying to do with the high noon earlier. Like, you could have done that here, ate up a bunch of damage, and they would have gotten the overhealth while they're all shooting away at your 700 HP shield. Yeah, I don't know what Venture was trying to do there.
Sending care your way.
That was a good whip shot. I like that one. That kind of helped put that Zenyatta in a bad spot. He was already kind of in one, but you helped exacerbate it. You got a full HP shield. Take some damage for that, Orisa. Okay, now back off. See, like, that's why I say Brig isn't a tank, but you can take a little bit of damage and buy some people time. Like, 2 Cassidy bullets and you basically don't have a shield anymore, right? So that's why I say you can't play Brig as a tank, But, you know, and managing your shield HP is so important. So, like, hang out behind the robot now for a bit after your shield took a little bit of damage. And then, you know, use your armor packs, keep people up. And then when your shield starts going back up, spit it out there, eat a couple more shots, get a whip shot out there.
Let the kitsune guide you. Let's get this on the road.
Like, you really need to rest your shield.
Barrier down. Get back.
Okay, good whip shot.
I'm under attack.
Okay, good. Your shield's basically full. So, as soon as your shield got low, what I would have looked to have done is shield bashed off, just off of this bridge. Shield bash right off, and then just walk around. If they try to poke you, then you've got a little bit of shield left to eat a bullet. If they probably won't, though, and then you just rest your shield and walk back to the back end of the fight. Because you landed a whip shot, so there's going to be some passive healing that'll kick in there. But you can't frontline, right? Okay, now you can kind of frontline a little bit.
Shield's buckling. Special delivery. Moving the barricade.
Shield bash, yeah. The shield bashing out took way too long. Yeah, you probably would have died anyway because there was a high noon there, but you had the right idea, but just the execution being really slow. Yeah, so, okay, the biggest thing here is your shield HP. You gotta manage that more. 2, whip accuracy could have been a little bit better. 3, I'll say decisive. You had the right idea at times, but you seem to have a little bit of a hesitation to it. Be a little bit more decisive. For example, like when you whip shotted the Mercy when she was rezzing, when you tried to shield bash away from the Orisa ult at the end, but you took a little too long to do it. Those would probably be the 3 biggest things I saw. But number 4, I'll say TC for team comp. I'm not really sure why you wanted to play Brig into that game at all. It didn't call for it. Brig's advantage is to counter and swing at dive characters. They did not dive. So I don't really know why you wanted to play Brig there. But yeah, those would probably be the 4 biggest things I think I saw. I can't really think of anything else to point out. Actually, wait, 5. I just thought of one. Stagger. We called that out when we saw it, but just be careful about staggering. You staggered a couple different times, and that happens in lower tier games, you know, gold and down and whatever, but improving that would be a big deal. You know, try to go into team fights as 5 whenever you can help it. Understand when a team fight is lost and either get out or die right away so that you're respawning with the rest of your team. But yeah, that's about it. So hopefully that was helpful. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.